wanted to share with you what's inside my Louis Vuitton GM planner, and this is a
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay. If this is your first time here, welcome. And in this video, I am going to share with you what's inside my Louis Vuitton GM planner. And this was a requested video from last year and I'm catching up. But I also wanted to film this video because I personally like to plan everything as much as I can. And I think sometimes we just lose track of time, and having a planner that really motivates us to just get our tasks done, I think is important. And so I am going to share my setup. I am also going to share with you where I got all of my supplies. So I will make sure to leave all of the information in the description box and give you my personal opinion about this planner and just planning in general. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so a couple of things that I wanted to share about the LV planner are some basic information like the sizes, which right now they have the PM, the MM, and the GM. The prices for these planners start at $365 all the way up to $775 US dollars plus tax. So just keep that in mind. If you are saving up for one of these planners, make sure to add that as a tip. I always say kind of add another $25 to $30. It can be more, it can be less. But as an example, I purchased this brand new, and yes, I paid well over $800. So not a cheap planner, but totally worth it as we get into it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what's inside. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and I do want to apologize in advance because I'm filming this with the camera on one hand, and so hopefully it won't be that shaky, but you guys will enjoy it. Now, I just wanted to share quickly the highlighters that I use. If you are starting out with planning, I think having a system with highlighters will help you, because if you are a visual learner, it would just make things easier, especially to remember. I like to use this one from Sharpie. This is the fluorescent yellow. I use that one quite a bit. But to give you an example, if I have a bill that I need to pay, or if I'm getting paid for, whatever reason, I like to highlight it in green. So you will see that in the planner. I also use the blue a lot for my son. If there are activities or things that I need to do with him, it's usually in the color blue. That is also his favorite color. And then I use pink for any self-care. If I have doctor's appointments, if I have an appointment for my hair, whatever it is, I use the pink. I don't use the purple as much, but I think that having highlighters is a great idea. Okay, so when you open up the planner, we're going to start with the left-hand side, and this is a system that I have been using for a while. It keeps me organized, and I just know where things are, and I like to just have extra stuff. So the paper clips are a set from Etsy. It's 3 paper clips in total. I just forgot to follow up with the seller, but it's the one that says today, week, and month. I do have one that says today from a different set, which you'll see in a little bit. So if you are going to order this from Etsy, just keep in mind that you should receive 3. Here I have some stamps which I use every week. I also have here some gift cards from retailers. This one is from Longchamp, and I also like to keep my coupons stacked together, and this might be another tip that can be very helpful, is just keeping track of the ones that you have before you go shopping. Like, for example, there are times when I go to the store and I know I have like a $3 off or $5 off or whatever, 10%, I leave it at home. And even though we are in a very digital world, some retailers still need it. So I like to keep them all together, and I like to keep the earliest expiration date in the front. So if this one is due, or the expiration date is the 5th, the other one's on the 15th and the 20th, then it would be 5, 15, and 20. So I think it's a good idea to do this, because if you're like me, you will forget things. So that might be helpful. Okay, the other thing are some flags. I love color, as mentioned before with the highlighters. I love to use these for reading and also for separating things in my planner, which you'll see in a little bit. These are awesome too because you can also write, and they just kind of keep you organized and colorful. So I really like these. I must have bought like 10 packs on Amazon. So really cool. Love my flags. Okay, here I have a weekly planner sticker. I love these because number one, they fit in the planner, and I don't really tend to use a lot of stickers. You'll find throughout my planner that I use a few here and there, but they are fun. This has, you know, stickers that say take notes, big day, birthday, self-care, that sort of thing. So I really like these a lot. You get a lot, I think, let me see, 575, so you can't go wrong with this, and they're super affordable. So something to keep in mind if you are like me and sometimes you like to, you know, plan your planner outside of your home and you have your stickers, that might be an option for you. Okay, so the second slot here is where I keep my bills. So as I get bills in the mail, I open it up, I check the due date, and same concept as the coupons for retailers I do with my bills. So if I have something that's due on the 15th, 20th, 21st, that's the order, 15, 20, 21st. And then on the back, the last slot is where I keep my cash flow, my budget, and also my financial goals for the year. This system has been in place for me for many years, and I can tell you that it works if you are a numbers person, if you're really all about, like, you know, having control of your money and saving and budgeting and all that good stuff, because you just have everything at a glance. So something to try out if you are, you know, ready to get organized and not miss any more payments, or make sure that you're on top of your financial goals. You might enjoy this system. Okay, one thing that I just wanted to mention are the dents that you see here from the ring binders. There are things in the market that you can purchase. I personally have not done the research, and I also don't like the plastic ones I see out on the market because they tend to build up with dirt, and I just don't want that. This is a very expensive planner, so I just kind of accepted the fact that I'm not going to be able to avoid this for too long, and I just look at it as, you know, I use a planner, I love the planner, I use it every day, and that's why you see that. So I just wanted to share that, but there are options for this to somewhat be avoided. Okay, so on the right hand side, this is a gorgeous cover that I got from Etsy, and this is a designer that you can tell her to customize it. You can write whatever you want. I chose to write my name on here. I love this. This screams, you know, luxury and fashion and power and girl boss and all that good jazz. So that's why I liked it. And she was actually very, very nice. And the one that I got was something that was not what I had ordered, and she was nice enough not to charge me, and she sent it to me. So make sure to check her out. She has really nice stuff on her Etsy shop. Okay, so moving along, I have the system called Lux Planning. I will make sure to take a picture of a blank page and just put it on the screen so you guys can see it, because this is quite small. But pretty much the system is all about planning, and if you are very goal oriented, or you want to start, you know, making sure that you are on time or you are on schedule with your goals, you might enjoy this. Okay, so here is another cover, which this was a set of, let's see, month, week, to do, notes, and passwords. So a set of 5. Another designer on Etsy. I love this. Monogram is my favorite print from Louis Vuitton, and I just loved the background color. It just, you know, blended very well, and she did an amazing job. And I like this stuff because it's all glossy, and as you guys get to know me, I hate to have a mess. And I just don't want things to spill. I tend to be a little clumsy, and when I drink coffee, and it's happened, so I've been able to just wipe it right off. So I really like it. So I thought this was kind of neat. Okay, and when you open up the planner, on the left hand side you'll find a picture of my gorgeous son Dominic. This is a very special picture, as I get tongue-tied talking about it. It was the first picture that he smiled and looked at the camera, so that's why it's very special. And when I open up the planner, it just reminds me of how blessed I am and how grateful I am to have him in my life. So just a motivation, a little munchkin. I love him so much. Okay, so here is the month at a glance. Now I am showing you what I did for the month of January. This is pretty much how the months are set. Like, you can just write, I'm actually trying to look for a blank one so you guys can see it. Okay, here's December. You just write the month and the year, and you just write on here inside these little boxes. You write the dates. So this is what it looks like. This is, you know, when you finish it, how it would look. And this is the way I do it. So it is a little busy. As I mentioned earlier, I do use stickers. I just don't go too crazy. But you can see that I have something for like birthdays. These were some stickers I got a few years ago from Etsy. So I was just really, you know, trying to use them all and just kind of put them around where I saw white space. That's pretty much it. But you guys get the idea. All right, so moving along, we are going to discuss what I do in the week. Again, beautiful design. And I am going to share with you first a blank page, and I believe I clicked it because, oh, here we go. Okay, so here is the paper clip I was mentioning that says today. This was from another set that I got, and here is also this gorgeous graphic design from another Etsy designer with the Louis Vuitton coffee cup, and then it has this slim model with her laptop and her latte. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I like it because it's a divider. But this is what I wanted to share, and I will make sure to put on this side a clean sheet so you guys can see it. But this is what the Luxe planning is all about. Same concept. It's a daily planner, so for each day you get one of these sheets, and it shares here critical tasks. So anything that you need to do for that day goes on here. Then other tasks goes on inside this box. Today's wins, that's something that you would add at the end of the day. Progress goals based on the long-term goals sheet that I showed you earlier, and your exercise routine, and then how many glasses of water. And then here is a box for you to check regarding the following day, and then your productivity score. So from 1 to 10, 10 obviously being the highest. And it also starts with your day schedule. This starts at 6 a.m. all the way until 10 p.m. My schedule tends to change, but I pretty much wake up very early, sometimes at 4:30. So I use the sheets to just, you know, keep me track with what I need to do in terms of, you know, need to do for the day. But I did want to share one here complete so you guys can get an idea. This was from January 5th, and I circled the date, which was on a Sunday. And I wrote down my critical task that day. Now, green is what I use as a checkbox for completion, then other task, and then my wins for that particular day. And then I put a sticker for laundry day, which I actually got these at the Dollar Tree store. My progress goals, and the type of exercise I was able to do that day, which was the Peloton bike. And then I just had a sticker that said fun. And then I just colored in pen what my score was in terms of not score, but how many glasses of water I drank, and then the score. So here is an example of my day for that day. So I did wake up at 6, and then I just kind of went down the list and circle anything that I needed to do at a specific time, and my to-dos, and then relax and go to sleep. So that is my everyday. This system, you know, works very well, and I really like it a lot. Now, at the end of each week, it also gives you, and this is where I use the colorful tabs. So let me just flip this over quickly and share with you this blank page. This is called Reflection on Last Week. And it's a summary of what you accomplished, so sorry about that. A reflection on last week based on your wins for the week. So as you can see here, it says biggest wins of last week, things to be grateful for, any distractions you had and how to reduce them, self-improvement ideas, which I love that, and goals for the week ahead. I love this because, as mentioned, it really keeps me on my toes when it comes to things that I want to accomplish. YouTube is probably one of the biggest things that I wanted to do in 2020, just come back to it and really have a schedule for it. So that's why I like this system a lot. This was passing an exam, And then things to be grateful for, my health, my family, and distractions, and just kind of keeping notes on things to remind myself. So I reduce the distractions and things that I wanted to do for my improvement, my self-improvement, and the goals for the week ahead. Like for example, here it says YouTube channel, updated, blog, and things that I wanted to do. So like working out was one, listening to podcasts, and then I gave myself a happy face, and my reward was getting a foot massage, so not too shabby. I definitely like that. Okay, so moving along is the third one, which is the to-do, and here is an interesting one. I don't typically have a to-do list separately because I'm pretty good in terms of what I need to do every day. Just a quick, I guess, insight. I've been doing this for a very long time, so for me it's kind of like easy to remember things that I need to do. But if you are starting out, definitely use this and just buy like some blank pages that you can just put on here and just write things that you do need to do. But for me, I use it for a financial tracker. This is where I like to keep track of the expenses when it comes to just using my credit card. So this is the month of January, and obviously I did a little too much shopping. This was February, and this is March. Now, the way this works is that you have to add, the description, if you use cash, credit card amount, and the balance. I pay off my credit cards every month, so I don't really have a balance. I pretty much pay everything at the end of the month, so I just like to keep track of what category it was, where, what kind of card I use, if it was a credit card or a debit card, the amount, and then what type of credit card. I only have two, Visa or Amex, so that's why you see that. But it's a good way to just reference this when you are using your cash flow budget / financial tracking for 2020 or any year for that matter. But just a good way for you to just keep on track. So here is the section for notes. I do have some notes here. I have to be honest, I don't look at this every day, but I do keep certain things that I like to go back and forth. I have here a system from a book that I read last year, and just kind of gives me just a recap of what I read and what I really had enjoyed about it. So this was like a gap analysis, where you need to go, a revenue plan, what will you get, what will you get? Am I reading it right? What will get you there? Jeez, I need my glasses. And then sales process map. How will you accomplish that? So it's just something for me to keep on track when I am working on a new project. I just want to know my steps. And this is my favorite quote, which I just wrote down, which is, failure is simply a detour on the road to success. And just some home project stuff that I need to get done. And of course, my flags. And then here is another cover from Etsy. So me. I like the girl boss concept. I love the bag. I love the whole outfit. It just screams me. So that's why I have that. And on this side of the cover, you'll find flowers, which I love, the lipsticks, the sunglasses from Chanel. Super cute. This is a project planner, also from the Lux planning system. I haven't used this yet, but this is great if you are a project manager, if you're having work done in your home, or maybe you're renovating something, or maybe you can use this for work. Really good because it's a task-oriented project planner, and you can write down all the tasks, who you are assigning for that task, and if it's complete or incomplete, and the dates. So I like that a lot. Okay, and then let's see what else. All right, the last one is all about passwords. Obviously, I have a paper clip because I don't want you guys to know my password, and this is the internet. Okay, so then here I have another glossy cover from Etsy. Love the Chanel. I love the black and white. Love the lipstick. Love the flowers. It's just my thing. Okay, so the reason why I have that is because I like to keep track of the things that I read, and right now this year I'm really into Audible books. So Just to give you an example, here is my list for the books I read in 2019. My goal was to read 10 books. I was able to read 22. So something that I like to reference, because if there's a book that really impacted me, I want to go back to it. I just go back to when I read it, the title, and the month that I completed. When I finish reading a book, I tend to do the same thing. I just kind of write on the book at the end. I put a check mark and when I finished it. So this is a good reference. So hopefully 2020, I will beat that goal, maybe 25 books, and that's including Audible. So I think I'm on target. Okay, and the last cover is from Etsy as well. I really like it because it's so chic and it screams, of course, Chanel. I'm sure you guys can tell at this point that my theme in my planner is Louis Vuitton and Chanel, but just really like it. I think these graphic designers are really creative and they just really know how to make it work for us, because if you like this luxury world and you like all the things about Chanel and Louis Vuitton, you'll definitely enjoy these covers. Now, what I have here are just some blank pages. I like to keep these handy in case I need it for notes, or maybe I need to write something down. If I'm drafting maybe like a blog post or something, I like to write it here. And if I am on the go with the planner, I just want to write things down here, I can do that as well. So it's just a reminder for me to know that I have extra sheets. And then here is where I keep business cards of all the retailers that have helped me with a purchase. You guys know, if you do a lot of Lux purchases, you tend to develop relationships with them. So I just keep it handy here in case I have a question, or maybe I want to find out it's back in stock. And then I also have more in the back. Okay, and then here is an envelope that I got from Amazon. Oh, and before I forget, here I also have the business cards to the leather places I go to repair the luxury stuff. So if you check out my resources page on my blog, you will also find this, but these are the two places I go to. I'm sorry, these two are the places that I go to. Moving along is this plastic that I got from Amazon as well. And here is where I like to keep receipts. So if I need to go back to the financial tracker, as I showed you, this is where I will keep the receipts, and then I just go back to it, write it on the financial sheets, and then I throw these out. And then here are the instructions for the Lux planning. I will make sure to link everything on the description box. If I have a question about the system, I reference this, which it comes with all of the sheets. And then here is where you will find my budget sheets for the month prior. And I like to keep it handy because when I'm doing my budget for the beginning of the month, I like to know what I need to pay. So that's why these are here. And then as you can see, my initial J. And then I have this pen that I got in London. All right, and that is how I set up my GM planner. And I have to tell you, I really like the Lux planning system. I think it really holds you accountable, and if you are very detailed and you like to write everything down and you like to see your progress throughout the week, I think you will really enjoy it. And you know, it's something to try. You can customize it however you like, and you can, you know, design it in terms of stickers or draw or color it as you wish. So you have a lot of flexibility. So I'm gonna just quickly touch base on the planner and just the overall planning system. When it comes to this particular planner and this size, I think it's worth it. I think if you are into planning and you've been doing it for a long time, you're gonna love it. It is quite expensive, and I guess just keep in mind that over time, you're going to get your money's worth, because if you use it every day and you take care of it, it will last you for many, many, many years. And the neat thing about it is that you can use whatever system you want. You don't necessarily have to use the one that I have. You can just do blank pages and draw and customize it. So it's something that you can definitely take advantage of. You can also resell it. I mean, I know that right now quite few of them are out of stock. And if maybe one day you don't want to use it, you can always sell it. I'm sure someone will definitely snatch it, because you can find something like this in the pre-love market. When I first started researching it, I was looking into the pre-love route because I figured I can save like $200-300. But some of them were quite visible in terms of the tear, and a lot of them were hot stamped, which I don't really have a problem with it, because if your initial is the same, it doesn't really matter. But I think it's just personal preference. But I personally love it. And if you're ready for an expensive planner that you're gonna use every day, hands down, you're not gonna regret it. That being said, I just want to say that planning is planning your life. It's not just you coloring things and putting stickers on it and and just putting it to the side. The whole purpose of it is to really have somewhat of a balanced life. Things happen, but it's a really good option if you're just starting out to not go into something so expensive. Maybe you want to try out the smaller size, which is a PM, or maybe you just want to get something online that's more affordable and just kind of get used to the idea of using a planner. One quick tip that I will share: when I first started planning, I would forget, because there were days that I would plan ahead like on a Sunday, and then I wouldn't even touch the planner till like a Thursday, and it just really bugged me, because then I had all of these blank pages. And sometimes you just go by a day and you just forget. So one thing that I used to do was set reminders on my phone. So if you are a person that likes to check things in the morning or at night, just set an alarm, and that way you will kind of get used to it. After a while, it's just going to be clockwork, because I do not leave the house without looking at my planner. And every Sunday night, I just kind of recap everything that's going on, and I'm able to plan things ahead of time, whether that's a trip, a party that I have to go to, or dinner, whatever it is. It's just very practical, and I love that about planning. Guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that I was able to help, and please feel free to share any of your ideas or any tips that might help all of us. So make sure to do that, and of course, give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.